All right, everybody, we're back, and I forgot the light, so we gotta change that. My reaction video to the UFC 312. So if you haven't seen the fights and you want to watch the fights and don't want spoilers, then I recommend you watch this video later. Otherwise, let's go through the card. First fight of the night, Park Yeon-sung versus Niam Yargal Tumendemberel didn't take place because Niam Yargal didn't make weight. He had weight problems and had to stop cutting weight, so that fight was cancelled. Next up, Quillan Salkilt versus Anshul Jubli. Quillan Salkilt just knocked him out in half a minute, I think. I think half a minute. 20 seconds. Yeah. I expected Salkill to win. But I did not expect it to be in that fashion. So that was kind of surprising, but good performance overall. But it was so quick you couldn't say much about either fighter based on that performance. Next up, we had a welterweight fight between Jonathan Mikhailov and Kevin Jousset. I expected Mikhailov to win. I thought he would finish him or get finished because they're both very tough. It turned out to be a very, very tough fight. And Mikhailov kicked the shit out of him. My God, I don't want to be seeing Kevin Jousset's body shot tomorrow. No, not the body shot, like a picture of his body. No. That's going to be black and blue, I guess. Yeah. Mikhailov by unanimous decision. Next up, we were in the lightweight division. We had Rongju versus Cody Steele. I expected Cody Steele to win this one, to catch Rongju at some point. But Rongju turned out to be very, very good at practice, and has developed a lot and looked amazing tonight. He looked fast. His takedown defense was on point. It was a fun fight overall. Really fun to watch. But Rongju, unanimous decision, yeah. It is what it is. Cody Steele showed how tough he is. Next up, we went to the prelims, and in the bantamweight division, we had Colby Thickness and Alexandre Topuria. And I expected this fight to be a very tough one. I expected Topuria to win by decision. I wasn't sure if Colby Thickness would be able to take a round or not. But it was a kind of a toss-up fight because I also knew both of them were very capable of finding a finish. But it turned out to be a very, very good fight. Colby Thickness showed how tough he is. Topuria took some shots too and didn't flinch. It was a really good technical fight. Colby Thickness has a kind of a wicked guard, I realized. Would like to see more of that. Just if it works or not on others. But that was a wicked guard. Wicked stuff he tried to pull there. Unsuccessful though. Alexander Topuria just showed kind of veteran instincts, I would say. We showed a very, very complete game. Next up, we go into the women's flyweight. We had Wang Kong versus Bruna Brazil. I expected a close decision, but it was not close at all. Wang Kong dominant in her stand-up, and yeah, I don't know. Bruna Brazil went up in weight by both strikers, and she got completely dominated. Don't know where to go from here. Tough. She might get cut. But we move on. Next up, we had in the lightweight division, we had Tom Nolan versus Vyacheslav Borshev. In the lead-up, I was thinking that Tom Nolan would get a TKO here, but I wouldn't have been surprised if Vyacheslav Borshev would have caught him with something. But it turned out to be a unanimous decision towards Nolan. It was a very, very tough fight, but neither of them broke. They both showed that they have a good chin. They both showed composure in dangerous situations. Yeah, but it was a clear-cut, unanimous decision for Nolan. Moving on. Featherweight division, we had Jack Jenkins versus Gabriel Santos, and my worst pick of the night. Because I thought Jack Jenkins would destroy Gabriel Santos. Boy, was I wrong. I mean, in the first round, he kind of did. He got him with a head kick, a beautiful one, and Gabriel Santos recovered. And really hurt Jack Jenkins with the front kick in the third, and which turned into a takedown, and then he choked him out. Good performance by Santos. Really, really good performance by Santos. You could see similarities towards with Charles Oliveira, of course. That is probably his main training partner. Or maybe not his main training partner, but probably the highest profile training partner, regular training partner he has. Yeah. Great performance by Gabriel Santos. Looking forward to the next fights. But also Jack Jenkins showed toughness to stay in it for that long. After getting, taken over, kinda, because the fight started great for Jack Jenkins, but Gabriel Santos saw the mountain and climbed all over it. No problem. Well, moving on to the main card. It started out with the welterweight division, Jack Matthews versus Francisco Prado, and again, I was wrong. I thought Matthews would get caught at some point. But it turned out that Matthews was gigantic. And had it basically was never in any danger for a unanimous decision. Francisco Prado got very unlucky because he got hit with a headbutt. That headbutt looked during the fight like he got rocked by one of the punches that came after, but while in fact it was the headbutt. And the headbutt also caused a huge cut on his head, which made the entire fight very bloody, and the visual on his face was like he took a lot of damage, but the damage he took from a headbutt. So it was really, really unlucky, but the decision was clear-cut. I mean, who knows what would have happened if that headbutt didn't happen? Who knows? But the way it went, unanimous decision for Matthews warranted. Moving on to the light heavyweight division, we had Jimmy Crute versus Rodolfo Bellato. And again, I was wrong. I thought Jimmy Crute would take this. But he didn't. He had a huge round one. But then he had a dominant round one. Won it on, I think, 2 judges' scorecards. He won it 10-8, or maybe. I'm not. Let me check what the scores were. No, all three judges actually gave him the first round 10-8 because he knocked him down and dominated him from there. But after that, Bellato kind of clawed back into the fight. The second round was close. The third, not. The third, I don't think was close. Bellato took the third for sure. The second was debatable, kinda, but yeah, kind of warranted draw. Fair. Next up, we come to my best pick of the night. Telesen Teixeira versus Justin Tafa. I'm sorry, I missed Jimmy Crute versus Rodolfo Bellato on my PowerPoint. I'm sorry. Here it is. Justin Tafa versus Telesen Teixeira. And Telesen Teixeira just went in there, hit him twice, and then realized he got hurt and never let go. He just jumped on him and never let him off the hook. No chance for Justin Tafa in this fight. He protested. I don't know what he protested for, because he was not intelligently defending himself. I mean, you can debate that in a real fight that, you know, will continue, but this is a real fight in that regard. If you're unable to defend yourself intelligently, then the referee should step in. Well, I expected Telesen Teixeira actually to win this fight by TKO in the first round, and he won it by knockout actually in the first round, and made it look really easy. And yeah, it kind of shows that what I said in the build up to the fight. I said Justin Tafa is sadly very hittable and not the fastest. He hits very hard, and he has a kind of an iron chin, but obviously not since tonight. He's very tough. He's a brawler, not very technical. Like maybe technical in a Mark Hunt K1 kind of way, but that Mark Hunt always was very hittable as well. So they kind of roll with the punches, but they get hit also a lot. Yeah. Telesen Teixeira made it look easy. Next up, we can go to the co-main event. Women's flyweight division. Zhang Weili defended her title against Tatiana Suarez. Suarez arguably won the first with a takedown and some control time. And after that, she had a horrific injury. I couldn't really... I can't watch stuff like that. I can't, you know, in my mind, I just see it opening up, and, you know, I spare you with what I'm visualizing out of it. But it was really not a great look, and after that, Weili dominated. And I said before that she will defend most of the takedowns and dominate in striking, which was exactly what happened. Weili Zhang dominated and won a unanimous decision. I think Suarez won the first. After that, nothing. Might have been the injury might have played a huge factor in this fight. You never know, because if you feel that something like it looked like something was kind of shaved off, but not completely, but you know, maybe part of muscle even that's gone. I don't know, and it looked horrific. Well, dominant performance by Weili Zhang, and yeah, congratulations. And to Tatiana Suarez, get well soon. That really is a horrific injury. Moving on to the main event, we had Dricus du Plessis defending his title against Sean Strickland, and I was expecting Sean to win this with a kind of boring style, but it did not turn out that way. It kind of was a little bit boring because of the style. It kind of felt like, since Sean's style is like whenever you step close to him, you kind of like run into a wood chipper when he throws, and he rolls very well with the punches, has good head movement, and rolls his shoulders up very well. And other than that, he just swarms you with some lighter techniques that are not meant to hurt you, but are just there to show you something, you know? And Dricus just showed a way to beat that, and a way to beat that seems to be throw more. Just throw more in his face, and that way he can't throw a lot of stuff at your face, it seemed like. To me, it looked like that's how it turned out. Dricus just had extreme volume in his striking, had a great variety also, and when he hit him in the fourth, yeah, I think it was in the fourth, with the overhand right on the nose, and he broke his nose. And the amount of shots he took on the nose after that, he might be broken in a couple of places. Or at least the break's not clean anymore. Sean showed extreme toughness. Like, I thought he was done, but he was actually just adjusting it. I thought he was close to being done the way Rory McDonald actually was done in the Robbie Lawler fight. But no, he's really a tough son of a gun, but dominant performance by DDP. I gave him all 5 rounds. And yeah, I'm kind of glad, because that's what I said in the build-up too, that I want Dricus to win, but I'm afraid that Sean will take it with his fighting style. Now, Dricus showed a kind of weird ass. He's always kind of weird ass, but the fighting style he showed tonight was different, and I hope he, when he gets another opponent, that he goes back to the way he fought Adesanya. Like, kind of waiting, but also attacking, but not whipping everything out there, you know what I mean? Just a more measured approach. And tonight it felt like sometimes he was just throwing to throw. And yeah. But tonight it worked out well. Congratulations to Dricus du Plessis. Defended his title very well. And yeah. Like I said, that was the fight of the night that I had, that I personally felt most involved in, and yeah, Dricus won. I'm glad. Congrats. Have a good night. that's it for me. And I have to go to bed because it's 7:30 in the morning where I am. So have a good night.